Hello, guys. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The issue of Fulani being a concern in Nigeria is far beyond human understanding. And their issues is, for me, it's multifaceted based on what they have said thus far. Don't forget that yesterday, the national chairman of Meiti Allah, talking about Bodejo, had declared that no power can remove Fulani herdsmen from state's forests. And that came up in an interview he had yesterday. And I think, according to the info we gathered yesterday, they are going to seek for legal address uh, or legal redress, in respect to what Ondo State Governor is demanding. But right away, we have another person talking, still a Fulani headman, and what he has to say is really shocking. They are looking at 100 billion naira from Nigeria to set up ranching, and according to them, the promise came during Jonathan regime. So you now look at the whole issue and realize that it's far beyond what we are seeing now. So the question is that the cause of the banditry, the kidnapping, and the other things which they have pointed out? We're going to discuss all of that in a jiffy, but let's look at the news in detail. According to the news, the National Secretary, Meiti Allah, Mr. Sali Al Hassan, has said his group indeed demanded from the federal government the payment of 100 billion naira to headers, but for the construction of ranches and not for amnesty, as reported on social media. Al Hassan made the clarification in an interview on Thursday. He claimed former President Goodluck Jonathan promised to give them the money, and that was what informed their decision to support his re election in 2015. The Meitiala chief, however, said that after Jonathan left, the initiative was suspended, hence the decision of the group to present the matter to President Muhammadu Buhari government. Asked why 100 billion naira should be paid to violent headers to stop kidnapping, Al Hassan said that is a mischievous statement. Do they pay money like that? Have they ever paid any money like that? That 100 billion naira has been on the table for mini ranches since 2014, when former President Goodluck Jonathan was trying to address the lingering crisis between farmers and herders. So part of that money was, I think, used by state governors under the committee chaired by the then governor of Benue State, Gabriel Suswam. But I don't think the bulk of the money has reached the pastoralists, the headers. As part of that policy, the federal government are trying to see how they can now assist livestock producers to address farmers stroke headers conflict via a policy. He said, and I quote, he said, so people now saying they have given Meitial 100 billion naira to stop kidnapping are just being mischievous, because from what we have observed, there are certain people that are twisting narratives. Hassan lamented that some Nigerians didn't want any kind of support to come from the government for livestock development. According to him, he said, if we are going to have ranches, definitely some support would come from the government. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamo, and some government official had come under fire last week for allegedly promising to pay Meiti Allah 100 billion naira as amnesty to curb the rise in banditry, kidnapping, and killings. However, both the police and the president denied ever discussing money with herdsmen. Al Hassan said there was nothing wrong if Buhari honored a promise made by Jonathan to the farmer. According to his word, he said, if today the Buhari government sees policies that was there since 2014 and want to see how it can be implemented by supporting cattle breeders, not just Fulani, but anyone that is breeding livestock, to access facilities like the anchor borrowers you have with the Central Bank of Nigeria, I don't think it's something that calls for propaganda. Now, the question is, would that solve their problem? 100 billion naira, especially in periods like this, moment like this, it's such a huge amount of money. Politicians, these guys will not cease to amaze us. Now, if you listen to the narrative by this guy, you will notice that it was a promise made under pressure by President Jonathan's government far back 2015, and it was meant to secure their support during the elections. But unfortunately, Governor Jonathan fell. So you guys did not deliver as expected. So why would the money come? This kind of huge promise is what has kept the country where it is right now. How can you make such a lofty promise to people when you know the economy of the country is dwindling day after day? But however, before we start all that discussion, I would like to first of all look at what Nigerians have to say. Someone says 100 billion from government to set up ranches. Laugh out now loud. Now their property. These people are clearly illiterate. Hmm. Another person here says, I am 100% sure that that is the first check CBN Governor Mefele will sign when he gets to office tomorrow. That I do not know. And this one says, I watched the video again a few minutes ago, and the 100 billion given was to stop kidnapping by the herdsmen who originally asked for 160 billion naira. Why do these cretins lie so openly? Hmm. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Another one here says, talk, talk, and more talk. Why hasn't a pilot ranch constructed and launched in one of the northern states? For example, Kano volunteered lands, but Fulani herdsmen Wahala died down and we move on. If federal government is sure that ranching will solve this Fulani herdsmen problem, they go ahead and do something. That's why you were elected, to generate ideas and solve problems. Of course, there will be opposing view, but do the needful with measured risk. Led President Yaradua faced criticism with Niger Delta militant amnesty program, but he still found a way to do it and solve the problem. All they do is just keep talking and keep embezzling to grow personal fortunes and expand political influence. Toi, the person is really talking there. A lot of Nigerians are really, really talking. This one here says, he claimed former President Goodluck Jonathan promised to give them the money, and that was what informed their decision to support his re-election in 2015. Someone now said, this is one of the evil, wicked, and criminal lifestyle Jonathan and his evil party bestowed on our darling nation for 16 years. We all still remember the mayhem the Niger Delta kidnappers caused in this nation in all the years Jonathan was in power. Ikorodu reporters still remember how these guys chased him away from his abode in Isawo, Ikorodu, and burning down and killing all the policemen and women at Owutu police station, and all the killings and kidnapping incidents in Erekpo and different areas in Lagos and Nigeria at large. And what was Jonah's solution? He gave them amnesty and sent many of them abroad with taxpayers' money, even giving them monthly allowance up to 500,000 naira per person for years, just that they could stop kidnapping and pipeline explosion. The foundation of the country has been destroyed by some bastard politician. Most May all those kind of politicians all end terribly in this nation. They will never end well in Nigeria. Oh, this guy is serious. To all hypocrites hiding from the truth, we will always hide your empty heads with the truth daily. Truth is not bitter, just that some people are bitter at the truth. So many Nigerians talking there, and I think this issue should be investigated by the Nigerian government so that we know what to do with these guys, because what they are doing right now is troubling to the entirety of Nigeria. It's affecting economic advancement of the country. Just imagine, nobody can come in and invest in Nigeria again. Farmers cannot even go to farm just because every time issues of kidnapping. Now look at what is happening in Edo State. I heard a story yesterday from a kidnapped person in one of the Nigerian dailies, and it was really shocking. Get to hear what these guys are doing, how little our forests are with people who have been killed, and all of that. You just realize that this issue needs to be solved once and for all. I want you to go to our comment section. What do you have to say about all of these that Nigerians are saying? What these guys have to say, that it was a promise from the governor or from the president, former president Goodluck Jonathan? What do you have to say?